Jumbo Ma Africa. Yo, no, listen, I had to rush home for this one. Busisiwe Mkhwebane just dropped a big bomb at the Susan Mpofu Welsh experience. Oh my goodness. I had to rush. It's almost 2 o'clock. I had to rush home, record this at lunchtime so I can go back at work. Guys, for some of us, the move of Busisiwe Mkhwebane out of the EFF is not a surprise. I did say when she first joined the EFF that Busisiwe Mkhwebane is not a politician at heart. She's not a person that will be on the ground running properly, and even if she does, she will run and get tired quickly, because there's a difference between a seasonal politician and a person that jumps into a professional turning into a politician, if I can say it like that. But now the big question is, because I think the husband is in the MK party, is Busisiwe Mkhwebane also going to move to the MK party? She does not deny these claims. In fact, she says the MK party has approached her several times, which brings that anger of the EFF members that say, listen, King, we want the progressive movement to work. We want the progressive caucus. But how are we going to work when there's another political party that is busy stealing our politicians? Then the follow-up question I ask is, what is it about the other team that attracts your best players in your team? Yo, guys, let's talk about that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono, Mr. Easy Imali Eneng, and we're back at it again with another one. And another one looks like we'll be leaving the EFF, going to the MK. Busisiwe Mkhwebane, my home girl from KwaNdebele, where she grew up, even worked in my just not too far from home in KwaMhlanga. One of the best brains that the EFF had. This is a big lose for the EFF. If Busisiwe Mkhwebane moves to the MK, it's going to hurt them, because she's the type of a person, if EFF wins an election, they will have someone for Minister of Justice. They will have a credible person who has been through the ranks, like Utali Mpofu. Well, the shock is not as much as Utali Mpofu and Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, Umphile Mautwe. I mean, Busisiwe Mkhwebane just joined the other day. The EFF saved her life. For me, the EFF saved her life because Parliament was destroying her life. That Parliament power that the the Democratic Alliance and the ANC showed when they were destroying Busisiwe Mkhwebane, even up to now, still refusing to give her a gratitude of 10 million. Just imagine 10 million rand. Advocate Kollega refusing to pay that money, and they are using the courts. The courts are totally against Busisiwe Mkhwebane. It's a shame to watch. But now I felt like she was supposed to be very loyal to the EFF, because by the time she was ousted as a public protector, impeached, that's the proper word, as a public protector, she had nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Remember, the MK was not there, and the EFF was there for her in difficult times, making her member of Parliament. I mean, there has to be some type of gratitude, loyalty you show to those type of people who saved you, to say, listen, let's save you and redirect you into a political direction. Well, she did say, even when she joined the EFF, that she had other options where she could have taken, but she took this one of the EFF to become a member of Parliament. Let's quickly listen to what is her thoughts about the EFF before I get into this MK issue.
No. Definitely the party is the way to go, because their policies are brilliant and excellent. And if they could be given an opportunity to run some municipalities and even run some departments, they are excellent. It's a question of saying, I think the contribution I could make, I feel I'm not fully utilized in my expertise. And you end up feeling, in that corner of just focusing on what you're doing, not holistically. I know there's leadership, I know there's people who've been there, but I would say their policies are brilliant. Yeah.
Now, when somebody dumps you and says, but there's nothing wrong about you, you are so perfect, it's not you, it's me. I think that's the situation that we're finding ourselves in here. Busisiwe Mkhwebane is saying it's not the EFF. The EFF policies are brilliant, which is what attracted myself also to the EFF. When I read the 7 pillars of the EFF, I was like, wow. This political party is speaking to me as a pan-Africanist. This political party gives me hope that South Africa, if ever, can have this type of leadership, they will go a long way. And I said, listen, look at the EFF. It has Julius Malema, it has Floyd Shivambo, Advocate, Mpile Mautwe, Marshall Dlamini, Atambo, they've got Busisiwe Mkhwebane, the likes. I was naming them. I was like, listen, look at the brains that are there. If these people get a municipality, if these people get a metro, if these people get a province, if these people can lead South Africa into the promised land, I believe. Now you tell me, if you say all of these policies are so beautiful, then what is the issue? She then says, I feel that I was not fully utilized in my expertise. That's the problem with professionals. Professionals, especially a boss lady, because Busisiwe Mkhwebane is a boss lady. Boss lady from KwaNdebele, KwaGafontein to be exact. Boss lady. She's used to calling the shots. She's not used to being limited. She says you feel like you are sitting somewhere in a corner, and you are not used holistically. That's a word that she's using. And I think some type of question, a reflection must come to the EFF to say, no man, guys, you are losing leaders. There's something wrong with your leadership style, because your party is good. The policies is good, the people are good, but the leadership, there is something with the leadership style that is making people to walk away. And I'm so sad to say that as an EFF voter, I'm so sad to say that. But there is something. Listen, we can't say to the ANC, ANC, you guys must look at yourself. Stop blaming the MK for losing voters. Look at yourself. There's something wrong with you. But when the same happens to the EFF, then we turn around and say there's something wrong with the people that are leaving. Let me repeat that. With the ANC continuously blames the MK party in KwaZulu-Natal especially, that the KwaZulu-Natal has fell into the hands of Jacob Zuma, and Jacob Zuma stole their voters. Voters came to them, stole their leaders and everything. They don't self-introspect to say, what is it that we did wrong? Or what is it that we are doing wrong? They rather point the finger and blame. So I'm asking the fighters, I'm saying fighters, let's also look at our political party, in specifically the leadership style and leadership qualities that are there, to say what is wrong with these leaders. Abu Talin Pofu, all of them, Abu Mbuyisane Ndlozi, all of them, Julius Malema, all of them, to say what is wrong with these leaders that in recent times they have not been able to keep quality leaders. It's the same thing that the DA needs to face, because the DA has lost quality leaders. And the reason why the DA will suffer in the Western Cape and other provinces is because of this Rise Mzansi, Action SA, Build One South Africa. Those people are DA voters. So a party has to be honest with themselves. You guys will tell me on the comment section. But now let's go to the big news of today. Is Busisiwe Mkhwebane really going to leave the EFF for the MK?
I suppose I have to ask you about MK Party, because many people, when they watch this, will be thinking that could be the move. We've seen Floyd Shivambu move. Do you have anything to share on that front? Have they approached you or?
Well, they've approached me several times. They've been approached. They've been, and even before Floyd leaving, and I think that's when Floyd left, because remember the lies by Samgelo, saying no, it's Floyd. I mean, publishing that to SABC, I had to issue a Twitter.
It was said you had already left at that time.
Yeah, and I said, that's shocking. I mean, there's nothing like that. Because for me, I was like saying, I'm still contributing here. But, I've done a lot of work during the elections for EFF. I offered myself to go and be a ground force coordinator, work with the fighters on the ground and learn a lot. And I mean, the sub-region I come from, Tembisile Hani, we were leading in Mpumalanga, the way we worked with the fighters on the ground. And for me, it was still saying I can do more and work with them. But I think I have done my part, and there are certain things which I think possibly is not for me. I mean, like any other organization, especially political organization, this issue of democratic centralism, because once a decision is taken, then you'll have to follow. And I think possibly that MK, their policies are almost similar. They don't differ much. And I think we need progressive caucus. We need those numbers. 2026 is coming. And I mean, saying that because being on the ground, knowing what happened during the elections, how we were making sure that the numbers, the counting, a number of votes were kind of, the IEC was so inefficient, and it cost us a lot. And MK managed to get some numbers, and I don't have anything against them. It will depend what do they, if they're still interested, or I'll see.
Well,
there we hear it, ladies and gentlemen. It is clear, if you don't, a person can say things without saying things. She said, they approached me several times. This is what makes EFF vote members, fighters angry towards the MK. They are saying the MK is calling us into a progressive caucus. But while we are busy talking to them about, the left-leaning parties, they are busy stealing our party. They approached Busisiwe Mkhwebane several times. She even says before Floyd even left, I was approached. That is the problem that the EFF voters are having with the MK. Now, let's hear. She says, during the work of the elections, they did so much work, especially in the KwaNdebele area. I think that was when she realized, I'm not the ground force. I'm an intellectual. I'm not a ground force. Guys, there's many political parties I can save from this ground force nonsense, because there is a better way of doing ground force than what they are still doing it the old way. We can save them. I wish they can just pay us consultation fee, and then we can pay them. So she says, during that election period, campaigning time, she said, Ishman, I feel like I've done my part. What was your part? Did you win KwaNdebele? Did you win KwaGafontein? What was your part that you did? I'm lost. I want to know, what is this part that she's talking about that she felt that she has done? Remember, I always come back to the issue that the EFF saved Busisiwe Mkhwebane's life. she was going to go into a state of depression. You know, I know she was already getting paid a lot of money as a public protector, but she never got a pensions and everything, the things that are rightful for her after going out of an office. She never got those things. So for me, she says another thing that says, listen, man, she says, there are certain things that are not for me. For me, what she means by that is politics. And she does not, I don't think she's aware. A professional will say these words. Say, there are certain things that are not for me, man. For me, I feel like that is politics. Why am I saying that is politics? Because she says, no, democratic centralism, like when Julia Silo Malema makes a decision, all of us must follow on that decision. You're going to have that problem in all the progressive parties because they are led by a head, all of them. You understand? All of them. In fact, all political parties. The leaders make the leadership decision, and then everyone must submit under the decision. She's got a problem with that, which means she's not a seasonal politician. A seasonal politician, we stand by you. We stand by you. See, I want to go, shit, this thing is not a fire pool, man. It's not a fire pool. But let's see what we can do, because injury to one is injury to all type of mentality. You don't see the DA people fighting each other. You don't see the Freedom Front Plus, of which they have been fighting, but it's not so well publicized like it is with the black parties. Democratic centralism, she's got a problem with that. She's got a problem with politics. That's what I'm telling you. She says, you know, the policies between the EFF and the MK are similar. And then she follows it up with a sentence that Jacob Zuma has been saying. She says, no, man, we need to have a progressive caucus. What does this progressive caucus mean? It does not mean 4 parties that agree in a certain thing, going the right direction, pulling in the same direction. No. What the MK means by that is that disbundle your parties and come join us. Now she's agreeing with that. She says, we need a progressive caucus. And then she follows it up by saying, you know, we worked and we struggled with the IEC and everything, but the MK managed to get the numbers. Remember, I said to the EFF people who said, "No, man, Jacob Zuma is old, his time has passed, Jacob Zuma is expired goods, Jacob Zuma was corrupt, blah, 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 all of this." I said, yes, but then how is it that an old, expired, corrupt person who knows nothing about politics managed to beat the EFF in such a short period of time? Even coming this close, even on a rigged election, coming this close to winning a province, 45% in KwaZulu-Natal. That's the question I asked the EFF. So yeah, you can swear at that person and dismiss them and just kick them away. But look at their results. In accounting, we say numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. So, and guys, it's coming from my heart because I'm an EFF voting person. I'm not an EFF member. I'm not affiliated to any political party, but I'm an EFF voting person. I believe in the EFF. Like the EFF is the party of my time. But the politics of today, they've got an issue called the MK political party. Even Julia Silo Malema has said in the past that, no, we did not see this MK thing coming. It took us by storm. So she says, it will be up to them. It will depend up to them, the MK, if they still want her, if they're still pursuing her. To me, that sounds like a yes, I am moving to MK party. Because she didn't say no. She can try and professionalize and dilly-dally over that sentence, say, no, I've got other options. I want to see, maybe I can go overseas, maybe blah, blah, blah. But no. You didn't say no to the MK question. It means you are keeping that chapter still open. And I think right now there is a position that is already promised to Busisiwe Mkhwebane. We'll see. As a Pan-Africanist, I'm not angry at the move. I'm not angry at the move. As an EFF voting person, this is a loss for us because this is quality experience that the EFF will be losing to the MK. I want to hear your thoughts, guys. I must go back to work. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Just tell me on the comment section. If Busisiwe Mkhwebane goes, are you going to be angry that she joined the MK, or must she just, continue with her qualification and seek other doors, in a profession of law and everything? For me, again, the problem with parliament and politics, once you taste that power, you can't relinquish it easily. That's what I'll say, guys. Is 5 minutes to 2. I need to go back to work. Luckily, I'm staying 1 kilometer from work, so I'm not gonna eat the state work at time. I'm gonna go back to work. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I'd like to hear your thoughts on the comment section, and don't forget, those who have not yet donated to the Pan African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture, make sure you send your 50 rand. We are looking for 10,000 people to each contribute 50 rand so that we can build black independent schools that have got an African curriculum, Africanized curriculum. So if you want to be part of the team, don't be left out. Send your 50 rand to this Capitec business account and make sure you put the branch code correctly. Make sure you do everything that is right, the account number, copy them properly. It's a Capitec business account. Send your 50 rand there. Let's build our school. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you. Asante sana.